Music today, that's what's on my mind. The reason why I say music is I'm a person who listens to almost every genre, almost. There's only a handful of genres that I'm not the biggest fan of, but for the most part, my daily playlists consist of between swing, jazz, metal, death metal, hard rock. That's like my everyday basis, is between those two. And when that comes up in conversations, it always cracks me up because I have a lot of friends who only listen to mainly one genre. It's like, really heavy metal and stuff, or they're like very poppy or very rap or hip hop and so on and so forth. Me, I literally listen to almost everything. There's maybe like 3 genres I can name that I don't listen to on a consistent basis or a daily basis. My iTunes playlist or my Windows music playlists and stuff, it has so many different genres. So many. I mean, I go literally from like classic rock to punk to hip hop to rap to classical to swing to jazz to blues to heavy metal to death metal. To opera to going to musicals, and it's just constantly back and forth. And I love that. I love having a variety and diverse taste in music. What I do hate is when I say, oh yeah, I listen to blah 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 metal. How do you listen to that? Blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. And it starts an argument. It's like, it's music. What the fuck do you care? And it's like, oh, it says bad words, or it's very, satanic, or it's just in general bad music, or it's noise. And I understand to some people it's noise. Like, I know my father, every time he hears it, he just is like, oh, it gives me such a headache. And it's like, yeah, I can understand that. But it just cracks me up that when it happens and how it goes about in the conversation, it's just like, have you listened to everything on it? Like, you may have heard the one song and just been put off by the entire genre, and that's fine. I don't see how. I mean, like, I'm not the biggest rap fan, but there's songs out there that I like. I'm not the biggest hip hop fan, but there's songs I like. It's like, again, swing, jazz, metal. That's my daily playlist. So, I mean, I love listening to musicals. I love listening to classical, and I love just in general listening to music. It gets you through your day. Like, especially sometimes, when you're at work and they allow you to listen to it before the store opens, or when you're out on your construction site and you're just waiting for work to start and you're just blaring your radio and you have your shit plugged in. Whatever works. Or you're driving, you commute from one town to another and you just have it blaring and you're just listening to it. It makes you more ready for what's going to happen, Like, it makes you focus more, at least for me. When I'm at work and I listen to my music, I focus more. I do more. I notice like I'm putting more effort into everything. And if I can just listen to my music and pretty much ignore everybody, you're damn right, I'd have my job done like a lot faster. But at the same time, it's like immediately after lunch, I have a full stomach. I'm like, ugh. And I just want to take a nap. But I mean, listening to music on a daily basis makes me so happy. I just love zoning out and just doing shit. When I'd help out family around their houses, or when I'd help out, building this or going to build that, or projects that I've set for myself or whatever. I love it. I love just blaring music and just zoning out and doing what I'm focusing on, And it's like, there are times where even when you just go for a drive, I just need to get out of the town. I just need to drive by the beach, or I just need to drive through the hills and drive in the back roads. And you just blare music, and it's so what's the word my grammar sucks, but it's like perfect. And there's better words I'm trying to think of and I just can't think of right now, but it's relaxing, and it's just a zen moment, you just cool, collective. You're in your own little world. You're aware of everything. You just can tune it out. And it's so much fun because then when you have people who have the same taste in like diversity of you with music, you can have so much of a conversation. It's like, I don't know chords or notes or the music language itself, but it's like just in general, it's like, I listen to this opera and the way the violins hit with the notes of the vocalist or the main actress or the main actor and this and that. It's amazing. Like that combination just feels so like, oh, I get chills. And then you have someone who says that on the opposite side, where it's like, I love how that happens, but for me, it's, the tuba or the cello or, whatever instrument. Or it's like you're listening to your metal and it's like, oh, this part of the chorus, I just fucking lose my shit because it just makes me so pumped and I'm ready to go. Or, they're just like, oh, it's not that for me. It's just like the intro. And when it comes to music, I'm not a big music person. I'm a big music person listening to it. I don't know the instruments and shit like that. I don't know the name, the technical terminology of that. But it's just fun having those conversations. It's like, oh, I love, Tool. And it's like, oh, I love Tool too. And, you start talking about your favorite songs, which songs you prefer the most, which ones you don't. This one has a good connection. This one has a bad connection, to memories or something like that. Like, my ex left me and this is my depressing song, or, some shit like that. In general, it's just like the conversations you can have because of music are amazing. Like, simply amazing. I've met a lot of friends just by talking about some of my favorite bands. And, there's some bands that I have that a lot of friends don't like, and for some it's like the vocals, or I don't like this instrument, or I don't like how they play that instrument, or I don't like how this sounds, so I just don't listen to that band in general. It's like, yeah, I can agree, but I disagree at the same time. It's always like catch-22. It's like you can agree to disagree, but there are songs that you like by artists you hate. Like, I hate this person's, I hate that artist, I hate this one, but that song is stupid catchy, so I have to have that song. And to me, I can hate the artist. I don't have to like the artist. I don't know about the artist. But if they have a song that is catchy to me, and it's like a really good beat or something like that, or whatever the situation is, you bet your ass that's going in my playlists. Because I love just those songs that get stuck in your head for like months. And until you like drill it in your head to where your ears are bleeding, and you're just kind of like, I'm tired of hearing that fucking song, but I gotta listen to it again. It happens, and I love it, and it's just funny, It's like going to concerts, it's like, oh, like for instance, one of my concerts I went to, there was a band that it was Slipknot, and they always I always used to listen to Wait and Bleed, and I was just like, oh, they're live, they're gonna play that song. But then when you see it live, you're just like, fuck yeah, And it's like another one is like the Eagles. I went to go see the Eagles when I was really young, and when I went and saw them, it was like, oh, they're gonna play Hotel California, such an overplayed song. But you see it live, and you get that energy back, and you're just like, oh, I fucking forgot how awesome this song is. I fucking love it, It's great. And the conversations you can have, just in general. I know I kind of just ramble on, but I've warned you guys, if you've ever watched any of my live ones, then the first one I said, I just jumped from subject to subject, so I do apologize. But when it comes to the music, it's amazing. Like, you can just start so many conversations. I mean, I've met so many cool people just by mentioning a handful of artists that I like, and they're just like, shit, I like that too. I mean, one thing I get a lot of shit for is I don't really follow them the way like diehard fans do. It's like, did you know that the person, the lead singer did this, and this, and they're from this town, or this is their favorite stuff, and oh, when they went on tour this time, blah, 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 blah. Like that, I kind of stay out of. That's like their own personal thing. It's like, I just love their music, and I love how they came to get to the music, like behind the scenes of the making the album, or the history of the band. Stuff like that I like, but I don't need to know every little fucking detail that they do. I'm sorry. That's just me. And I know a lot of people disagree with me on that. And I know I have a couple friends who get pissed at me for that. Like, I like this artist. Well, do you know blah, 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 or such and such, or who do you prefer, or blah, 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 blah. And it's like, ooh, I really don't know. And they just kind of give me the look of like, what do you mean you don't know? You're a fan, right? If you're a fan, you should know these kind of things. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I don't. And I get a lot of shit for that. And that, again, I can fully respect that. But again, I disagree. It's like, you don't have to be considered a fan if you're not that in depth of it. But as long as you're listening to the music, you appreciate the music, and you kind of support them as what and who they are, and you know enough about them to get by, kind of thing, to a degree, yeah. I mean, I said a while back on my comics, I think I said like comics and movies or some shit like that, invest yourself into it. You will appreciate it. And like, again, there are some bands that I know like in and out, like blah, 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 blah. I can just go on for conversations for days. And then there's a lot of bands that I don't, and I'm okay with that. Because a lot of them, like, at times I get a lot of shit. It's like they look through my playlist and like, you have that song? That's it's a girly song or whatever. I'm like, hey, it's catchy. I love it. Shut up. But, everyone's going to give you shit for whatever reason. It's especially your best friends. And that's probably going to be a video on its own. It's just best friends and how much you fuck with each other. But in general, it's one of those, it's just the conversations that can happen just because of a simple subject like music. Musicals. Shitload of people can talk about musicals. Classical. Shitload of people talk about classical. Classic rock. I mean, shit. You know a lot of people that know classic rock. I mean, come on. Who hasn't heard of classic rock? And if you haven't, you guys are wrong. You need to listen to it. It's amazing. But yeah, I mean, it's just, in general, there's a lot of things that you can be doing and investing yourself into with that. Because when it comes to that, you find more peace with friends, that you find a more relatable friendship. I've noticed when I talk to friends about music, we start playing like our favorite songs, or it's like, oh, listen to this song. It's like, I kind of like that song, but I like this one better. And then your friend's just like, no, I don't. And you can't go back and forth until you find that mutual song that you both really love, and you just like start singing the shit out of it together. If you're tone deaf like me and you can't hit a note for shit, then yeah, it just sounds funny because they're like singing it perfectly, and you're just like, ah. It's just all over the place, and they just kind of give you a look as they're singing, like, don't do that, don't ever sing again. And you're just like, but I love this song. I mean, I'm tone deaf, so I can't hit notes, but I do my best when I'm by myself. I sing a lot by myself. Shower sing. Everyone shower sings. Come on. But yeah, it's just, I love that. I love how just a simple subject like that, or a genre of music, can do that, bringing people together with so many things. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can get together with. Games, music, books, movies, all kinds of stuff. And you learn a lot about your friends by that, because you can, if you know like what are bad bands or what are good bands, and then your friends are like leaning to all the bands you hate, you're just kind of like, I can still like you, I just don't think we'll be really close because I don't like your taste. Yeah, I've got a friend like that. But I think that's my subject on the matter of music, and that's just me. Again, everyone has their own opinion. That's my opinion. But at any rate, I think I've been done. I cannot do a proper closing segment without fucking up. I apologize. I will talk to you guys another time, and I probably will do a best friend thing. The stupid shit you can do with that. Anywho, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.